Good morning, both. We've got a bit of everything this week once again, Sal. Good morning to you too. We're starting off on a cloudy note. There's some patchy rain around today. We'll have that scenario through the week as well. It's going to get windier, especially tomorrow in the southwest, which of course after the recent storm is very sensitive to this. And by the end of the week, it looks very much like it's going to turn colder, with some of us seeing some snow. I'm glad to say weather this week is a little bit quieter, but if you're just stepping out where there's been clear skies overnight, it's a cold start.
It's an emotional roller coaster, that,
yes,
Ben. You've got it all. Right, it's very nearly 7:45.
Let's go to the emotional roller coaster with the weather now. Morning, Carol.
Good morning, everyone. Sal's quite right. This week we've got a bit of everything. This morning we're starting with some mist and some fog patches. This one, it was from one of our weather watchers in Greater London, but we've got dense fog this morning, especially across parts of Devon and South Wales. Good morning, Sal and John. Good morning to you too. It's quite a murky start to the day for some of us, as you can see from Gina's picture taken a wee bit earlier in Jersey. There's also some mist and some fog around, particularly dense across South Wales and Devon. So if you're travelling this morning, bear that in mind.
Hi there, Nina. Well, there's a bit of everything around actually today. So some wet weather across Northern Ireland and western Scotland here, but move a little further eastwards and we find lots of blue sky and sunshine for Western Wales and for parts of southwest England. And this really sets the tone for the rest of the week because it's a very mixed week weather-wise.
It's looking quite grey actually, Nikki, and it will do for much of this week. Now, first thing this morning, we had a fair amount of cloud. We've had some outbreaks of light rain and drizzle. That cloud is quite thick, and for this afternoon it's really not going anywhere very quickly. We'll see further outbreaks of light and patchy rain. Temperatures tomorrow 12 Celsius, really quite mild. Further through the week it stays unsettled, however temperatures stay the same, further outbreaks of rain, but news of it getting a little bit colder as we head through the weekend and into the first part of next week.
Hi Nina. Well, the weather's pretty 9 to 5 at the moment as well, in that there's nothing out of the ordinary, particularly for January. I'll show you the other part of the weather sandwich that we were talking about earlier on. So mist, murk, some cloud and outbreaks of patchy rain for many parts of England, but we are seeing some more sunshine across Scotland at the moment. So here's our area of low pressure then winding its way in from the southwest. The winds are going to be picking up. There's a Met Office yellow weather warning. Now this is because these are the same areas hit by Storm Goretti around 10 days ago, if you remember. Gusts of wind tomorrow throughout the day of around 60 to 65 miles per hour for exposed coasts and hills. So plenty of structures already weakened from the previous storm. So do be aware of that.
Hello again. I hope you had a lovely start to the week. Blue Monday. We even had blue weather. I don't know how you got that, Ruth. But hopefully tomorrow it will be a little bit brighter. But Wednesday it goes downhill again, turning wet and windy. And our temperatures, they're starting off quite mild, but they're gradually going to ease off as we go through the week and get a little bit cooler. And like I said, for Thursday and Friday, don't rule out some further bits and pieces of the old wet stuff. Right, that's it from us all here. Have a super evening. I'll see you later on. Cheerio.
Pretty unsettled this week. I always try to put a positive spin on it, but it's not easy. It's been mild today in actual fact, but it really has been a case of shades of grey for many of us today. And as we go through the week ahead, there is certainly going to be some rain around. The winds will strengthen as well from tomorrow into the middle part of the week. And then gradually, as we move into the weekend, we will start to get some colder air arriving. So plenty to talk about. Let's do the here and now. The satellite picture is picking up some rain-bearing cloud through Northern Ireland. It's these two areas of cloud, though. One, this low pressure that's going to arrive tomorrow in the southwest, and waiting out in the wings, another one that'll bring more rain. Ahead of it, for the time being, we've got quite a murky end to the day across parts of Leeds, as you can see. Kate, is the weather as tense?
It's not quite as exciting, actually, Riz, the weather. It's really quite dull to start this week, I have to say. We've had quite a lot of cloud, as you can see here. And that's how we started Monday morning. We've had outbreaks of rain. It's been quite damp. But towards the end of the day, we did start to see just a little bit of brightness. Now, the good news is tomorrow isn't going to be quite so grey. It will be brighter. The cloud will break. We'll get some bright and some sunny spells throughout. Now,
Hello there, good evening. It's been a rather mixed picture weather-wise today, with outbreaks of rain for Northern Ireland, western Scotland, lots of rather misty, murky conditions, but also some blue sky and sunshine, notably across parts of Scotland and also Wales too.
Seagulls, it is your lucky day. Tens of thousands of chips wash up on a Sussex beach.
And there's warnings for wind and rain this week, with a hint of something colder incoming.
And it has been a gloomy start to the week.
Yes, well, apparently it's Blue Monday.
Well, I think no one's arguing with that, right?
No one's arguing with that. It has been gloomy, I can tell you this. In fact, I wanted to show you these pictures over here. This was Exeter this morning, very misty and murky. And I think this is probably the picture across many parts of Britain for Blue Monday. There are a few glimmers of brightness here and there, but on the whole, it was quite overcast. Let's get confirmation of this, the bigger picture that is. This was the satellite picture from 3 o'clock this afternoon. As you can see, a fair bit of cloud around and also some outbreaks of rain. And we are going to see more rain as we head through the next few days. In fact, let's take a look at the pressure sequence for this week. I'm just going to hop over here. Got a big area of high pressure that is blocking areas of low pressure from coming too far east. That's bad news for us because it means that there'll be loads of weather fronts out towards the west that are going to get stalled across the UK. So outbreaks of rain certainly coming through, and also some pretty windy conditions. In fact, there is a wind warning in place for tomorrow. Yes, we are going to see this weather front making its way northwards. And this wind warning is going to kick in first thing tomorrow. We could see gusts up to around 65 miles per hour on exposed coast. So it will be a windy old day and also quite wet. Then as we head through the latter part of this week, we will start to see systems moving northwards through Wednesday into Friday. And for that, the Met Office do have a rain warning in place. We could see maybe up to 100 millimetres over a few days, and that could lead to some localised impacts. Remember, the ground is still quite heavily saturated from the snow that we had on the ground. Right, let's take a look at the forecast right now. So this week is going to be pretty changeable, although there are some signs that towards the end of the week, there could be some colder weather beginning to push in, perhaps down to that high pressure out towards the east.